Okay. Hi everyone, and welcome to my second Dizzy yoga session. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Well, it's evening in England. We are going to be starting off today by lying down on the ground. But before we move into that position, I just like to start off every class that I teach by just reminding everybody to be gentle with themselves. So everybody's body is different. So something that might feel okay for you might not feel okay for somebody else. And that's especially important if you have any sort of balance or dizziness condition. So you might be at a different point to your journey than somebody else. So remembering that yoga isn't competitive in any way. So taking what feels right for you today. And if anything feels uncomfortable in any way, just coming out of that position and just finding something that does feel comfortable, whether that's just sitting cross-legged or sitting on a chair or taking or lying down completely on the floor. And then secondly, I will be offering some support for certain positions, or I might be offering something which will provide a bit of a deeper stretch. So just taking those as and when needed. Again, not judging what your body can do today, just accepting where you're at, being kind to yourselves and doing what feels best and what feels nice for your body today. So we're just going to start off by laying down on the floor in a position that feels comfortable for you. So a couple of options here. So it might be that you want to lay the legs out completely on the floor and lay the arms out either side of the body, relaxing the hands. Or you might want to bring your feet a little bit wider than the mat and just allow the knees to fall into the center, into a constructive rest pose. That will just provide a little bit more support for the lower back. And when you find the position that feels best for you, we're just going to close down the eyes and just allow the breath to start to slow down. There is nowhere else that you need to be right now. Nothing else you need to be doing. This time here and now is for you, for your health, for your well-being, and is a huge gift for your mind and body. So we're just going to start off by checking in and seeing how we're feeling today. So mentally, where are we at today? Perhaps you've had quite a hectic day so far and you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed. Maybe you've had quite a nice day so far and you're feeling quite calm and positive. So wherever you're at, just acknowledging these feelings by naming them, noticing them. But we're not judging them as good or bad or trying to change them in any way. And then moving down to the body physically. How is the physical body feeling today? You might want to take a body scan and move from the head to the toes and just check in with each part of the body and see if there are any sensations going on anywhere. So perhaps you've got some areas of tension. You may have got some tingling or some pain somewhere in the body. Again, just noticing these sensations and not trying to change them in any way. Just accepting that that's where our body is at today. And then bringing our focus towards the breath now. How does the breath feel today? The breath is something which can ground us in any moment. It's always there to come back to when we need it. And it can tell us a lot about how the body and the mind is doing in that moment. So just starting off by seeing where you can feel the breath in the body. Perhaps you can feel it moving your chest or your ribs or your stomach. Can you notice the rib cage contracting and expanding? Perhaps you can feel the temperature through the nose of the air moving in and out. So as we move through this practice today, this short session, we're going to really focus on being kind to ourselves and having some compassion for where you're at in your journey with your vestibular disorder. Not comparing ourselves to somebody else. Just doing what you can today and knowing that that's enough. We're just going to start off by taking a few inhales and we're going to slowly exhale back out through the mouth. So we're going to inhale for a count of 2 and exhale for a count of 4. So inhaling 1, 2, exhaling 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 1, 2, exhaling 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhaling 1, 2, exhaling 2, 3, 4. Just allowing the breath to return back to normal. And we're just going to start to bring a little bit of movement through the body. So just starting off by bringing the arms up and overhead and finding that full body pencil stretch. So stretching through the fingertips, pointing the toes, really enjoying that full body stretch. And then on the inhale, we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest, squeezing everything into a tight little ball. And then allowing those legs to come down to the floor. So soles of the feet coming onto the mat, knees pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going to take the right knee, hug it in towards the chest, and let the left leg come out long. You're very welcome to take a bend in that left leg if that feels more comfortable for you. But wherever you are at with this right knee hugged in, we're just going to take some gentle movement from left to right. Just finding a little bit of movement for that right hip. And then the next time you come over to the left, we're going to bring ourselves into a side twist. So bringing that right knee over towards the left, trying to keep both shoulders super glued onto the floor. That right hip can come up from the floor. And just seeing where that leg lands as it crosses over the body. You might want to bring your gaze over towards the right in the opposite direction to the leg. Taking an inhale and sighing it out. And we're going to inhale, bring that knee all the way back to center. And we're just going to bring that right leg up towards the ceiling. You can either straighten it out completely or you can take a bit of a bend, if that feels better for you, and bring that left foot onto the floor. And we're going to start off by straightening and flexing those toes away from the face and then close to the face. Just finding a few of these stretches here. And then bringing the foot to stillness and allowing it to come down and rest on that left thigh. Now from here, this might be where you are at for this stretch today in our reverse pigeon, just finding that nice stretch for the right hip. Or you might want to take it a little bit deeper by bringing those hands underneath that left leg, that left thigh, and just gently pulling that left leg in towards the body, trying to take any tension out of the neck and the shoulders. And then on the exhale, just bringing that left foot back down to the floor. And we're going to take that same sequence on the other side. So bringing the right leg out long, Hugging the left knee in towards the body. You're very welcome to take that bend through the right leg if that feels better for you. And we're just going to rock that left thigh from left to right. Take in that gentle movement. Then the next time that leg comes over to the right, we're going to allow it to come all the way and find that side twist. So bringing the leg over to the right, plugging that left shoulder into the floor. The left thigh can come up and over, the left hip can leave the floor. And then you might want to bring that gaze in the opposite direction to the leg and bring that left arm out long. Take an inhale and sign it out. And we're going to inhale and bring that left leg back to center. And before we bring our knee, the right knee back in, we're going to allow the left leg to come straight up to the ceiling. Or you might want to take a bend. And then we're just going to bring that right foot down to the floor and bring that right knee into a bend. And from here, you might, once you've got your bend in your left leg, we're just going to take that straighten and flex through those left toes, that left foot. Finding that little stretch for the left ankle and the left leg. And then we're going to allow that left leg to fall onto the right thigh, letting the left leg hang out to the side. And this might be okay for you for now, for today. Or you might wish to bring those hands underneath that right leg and pull the right leg in towards the body and find a slightly deeper stretch for the left leg and the left thigh. Taking an inhale and sighing it out. And then bringing that right foot back down to the floor, bringing the left foot back down to the floor, and we're going to hug both knees in towards the chest once more. And then we're going to slowly make our way up to a cross-legged seated position in whichever way feels best for you. So taking your time, there's no rush. And then finding that cross-legged position, you're very welcome to sit on a chair for this section of the practice, or you can just sit on the floor. You can perhaps sit on a cushion if that feels better for you. And just sitting up nice and tall, we're just going to take some stretches from one side to the other. So we're going to bring the right hand onto the mat, onto the right side of the body. Left arm comes out to the side. And then on the inhale, bringing that left arm up and over, bending through that right elbow. Only coming as far as feels comfortable. So if this makes your symptoms feel any worse, you can just bring yourself up to a smaller stretch. Seeing if you can relax the left shoulder away from the ear. And then we're going to inhale and slowly swap over. So bringing the left hand onto the mat, bringing the right hand up and over, relaxing the right shoulder away from the ear. Again, only coming as far as feels comfortable. And then inhaling and bringing ourselves all the way back to center. From here, we're going to bring the legs out long in front of us. So if you are sat in a chair, you might want to make your way down onto the floor. And you're very welcome, again, to sit on a cushion if that feels nice. And we're just going to be bringing our left knee in towards the body. And then we're going to cross that left foot over the body so that the left sole of the foot is now over towards the right. So this foot can be a little bit lower down. It can be a little bit higher up, just depending on your flexibility. And this might be absolutely fine for you today, and you'll still feel the benefit of this stretch. Or you might want to see if this right leg can bend and tuck underneath you. So just leaning over to the right and bringing that the right leg all the way around to the left, and just finding our half lord of the fishes pose. So wherever you're at, whether it's option 1 with the leg out long, option 2 with the right leg tucked in, sitting up nice and tall, bringing the arms out long to the side. We're going to bring our body all the way over to the right, and you can either use the left elbow on this left knee. Or you can use the left hand on the left knee. And then we're going to inhale back to center, and we're going to take it over to the left this time. So bring in the left hand behind us, and our right elbow could come to that left knee, or you can just use the right hand on the left leg instead. And just finding that twist over to the left hand side this time. Gaze over the left shoulder. And then exhale, bringing ourselves all the way back to center and just untangling ourselves here. Just shaking it out. And then taking the same on the other side. So left leg comes out long, right leg comes in. Option 1 is to just bring the leg over to the left-hand side. Option 2 is to bring that left foot round and just chuck it further towards the body. So wherever you're at, taking that position now. I'm going to leave my leg out long for this side just to show the different variations. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to exhale and just twist over towards the left to start off with. So bringing that right hand onto the left knee. Sorry, the right hand onto the right knee. Looking over towards the left. And then exhale, coming all the way back round. And then bringing the left hand onto the right knee. And bringing our body over to the right hand side. You might want to use the elbow to find a little bit of a deeper stretch, or you can just use the hand. And then exhale, bringing it back to center, uncrossing the legs, shaking it all out. And then we're going to be coming into a tabletop position. So just slowly making your way to a tabletop. You might want to bring a bit of cushion in underneath the knees if that's a sensitive area for you. And just setting up that stable base. So we want our shoulders over the top of our wrists. We want our hips over the top of our knees. Nice straight back. Gaze just towards the top of the mat. And we're just going to start off by taking some gentle rocks backwards and forwards over the wrists. So the body stays the same. We're just moving the weight front and back over the wrists. And then you might want to come back to stillness and bring the body left to right, just taking it nice and slow. You might want to change the direction of the fingertips so that they point outwards so that you can take those same movements backwards and forwards, left to right, nice and slowly. The fingertips might even point backwards if you have that flexibility in your wrists. So that might feel quite nice if you are somebody who works on a computer a lot or is on your phone a lot. Just finding that movement and then bringing ourselves back to neutral. From here, we're just going to take a bit of free movement. So just moving the body in whichever way feels nice. So you might want to do some circles. You might want to just look from left to right, finding a little stretch here. We're just having a little wiggle round, a little play into some free movement and just seeing what feels nice from this tabletop pose. Remembering to breathe. And then just finding that stillness once more. We're going to push back into our child's pose now. So bringing our knees as wide as the mat for a wide-legged child's pose, big toes together, and then pushing your bottom down towards your heels, hands coming out long. A few options for the head here. So forehead might come to the floor, or you might want to make a little cushion with your hands. You might want to grab an actual cushion. You might want to make two fists. If you are struggling with any head pressure today or any head pain, I would recommend bringing your head a little bit further off the floor with a cushion or with your fists so that it takes a bit of pressure off the head. But child's pose is a really fantastic pose for anything that's sort of related to dizziness, because it really helps calm down the nervous system and calm any anxiety down in the body. It's a very grounding and relaxing pose. So inhaling here, exhaling, sighing it out. We're just going to bring ourselves back up to this tabletop pose just for a brief second, and we're going to make our way up to a standing position in whichever way feels best for you. So there's no judgment here on the way you make and the way that you make your way to standing, just whatever feels best for your body. And just getting ourselves set up in this standing position. So maybe you want to have a chair near you so that you've got a little bit of support if you need it. You might want to be next to a wall. We're not going to be stood up for too long, but we're just going to take a little bit of movement from a standing position. So we're just going to take a nice wide stance, so wider than hip width distance, and then really spreading your toes out like starfish so that you've got a really nice stable base. And I would recommend being barefoot as well, because it will just give you that sense of grounding. And to start off, we're just going to inhale and bring the hands up and overhead. Nice big full body stretch. And then exhale, bringing the hands all the way down and then behind the back. I'm just going to turn around so that you can see. We're going to clasp the hands at the back of the body and just pull them down and away from our back. Finding a nice stretch for the front of the body here. Squeezing our shoulder blades together. Gaze just straight ahead. Inhaling, sighing it out. If it feels okay to do so, you might want to just take a slight movement, a slight bend of that neck, and just bring the chin ever so slightly towards the body to find a stretch for the back of the neck. But if that doesn't feel okay for you and your dizziness, just keeping the gaze looking straight ahead. And then exhale, just release those hands and just shaking everything out and resetting back to that neutral pose. So we're going to bring the arms out long, out by the sides. And we're going to bring our arms into an eagle variation now. So we're going to bring the hands in front of the body. We're going to bring the right hand underneath the left. And option one is to just bring ourselves into a bit of a hug position here. Option two, when we bring the hands together, is to bring the back of the hands together and find our eagle arms here. So the back of the hands are facing each other. And then if you've got the flexibility to do so, you might be able to bind twice and bring the palms of the hands together. So wherever you're at, just finding that position that feels best for you. And we're just going to take some inhales and sign it out. And just finding that stretch for the upper body, for the shoulder blades. Wherever you're at, just really enjoying that stretch. Trying to relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And then untangling yourself and just shaking out the hands. And we're going to take the same on the other side. So bringing the hands back out long. On the inhale, we're going to bring the hands all the way to the front of the body. Left comes under right, and we're either coming into that big hug or bringing the hands back to back and finding those eagle arms. Option to bind twice, if that's accessible for you. But wherever you are, just finding again that stretch for the upper back, for the shoulder blades. Just really enjoying that stretch and that sensation. Inhaling and sighing it out. Trying to relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And then untangling once more and shaking it all back out. We're going to make our way back down to the floor slowly now. So again, just in whichever way feels best for you, just slowly making your way down to the floor. We're going to take some breathing exercises now. So that could be from a seated position. It could be actually on a seat. It could be against a wall to provide a little bit of support. So just finding a comfortable seated position that feels nice for you. Now, breathing techniques are really fantastic for vestibular disorders because it really allows everything to calm down. It helps switch off fight and flight and tells the body that you're safe, which is something that I know we need a lot of when we're feeling dizzy and off balance, because it can be quite frightening to feel that way. So anything that helps to switch off the fight or flight and that panic mode will be really beneficial for your dizziness. So wherever you're at, just sitting up nice and tall, finding a nice straight back. We're going to bring one hand to the chest and one hand to the stomach. You're very welcome to close down the eyes or just bring the eyes to a soft gaze, or you can keep them open if closing down the eyes makes you feel dizzier. And we're just going to start off by taking some inhales and then slowly sighing it all out through the mouth. So inhaling through the nose, nice and slow. Exhaling through the mouth, even slower. 2 more like this. Last one. Bringing the breath back to normal, allowing it to find that same flow as before. And we're just going to take now some inhales and we're going to sigh it out really nice and heavy and just let go of any tension and anything that we don't need anymore. So inhaling, sitting up nice and tall. Open the mouth, really sigh it out. Just see if you can really let the body hang down and let all that tension go. 2 more like this. This one. And just relaxing the hands down. And just to finish off, we're going to be bringing our body into our Shavasana, so our final relaxation. So that might be laying back down on the floor, similar to how you were at the start of the class, or that might be staying in your comfortable seated position, just doing whatever feels best for you, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. And when you are in that seated position or that laying down position, we're just going to start off by bringing our breath and slowing it down, closing down the eyes, allowing our body to calm back down again. I'm just going to bring our attention to the head and just see if we're holding on to any tension in this area of the body. So can you relax the cheeks and the jaw? Can you relax the eyes and the tongue away from the roof of the mouth? Moving your attention down to the neck and the shoulders. Can you relax these areas and send a signal that it's okay to let go? Can you relax the arms and the hands and the tips of the fingers? Letting your body know that it's okay to switch off these areas now. And then moving down to the chest and the stomach. And just seeing if there's anything we're holding on to here that we can let go of. And then moving the attention to the hips and the glutes. Are you holding on to anything here that we don't need to anymore? And then finally the legs and the feet. Can we switch off and relax anything in these areas? And just checking in and seeing how we're feeling now the practice is over. So staying exactly where you are, staying in your relaxation. And just checking in and seeing how we're feeling now this practice has finished. So perhaps you're feeling the same as when you started. That's absolutely fine if that is the case. But just noticing if there are any changes in how we're feeling or any changes in the breath. Are you feeling calmer, more peaceful, perhaps less stress? Healing can take a while. When you have any sort of chronic illness, it can be really hard to get back on your feet. But just to remind yourself that better days are ahead and things are going to get better for you. You should be really proud of everything that you're doing for yourself at the moment. And you should be really proud of yourself for taking the time out of your day to take part in this class. Just showing your body some gratitude for all of the things that it does every single day to keep you healthy and to work to keep you nice and strong throughout everything that you've been through. We're just going to start off by deepening the breath now, so bringing a little bit of life back into the body. You might want to start to wiggle the fingers or the toes. You might want to shake the head from side to side on the mat. Might feel nice to bring the arms up and overhead and take that full body pencil stretch on the mat. And then bringing those knees in towards the chest and finding that full hug, squeezing everything in tight. And then slowly, ever so slowly, making your way back to that seated position if you weren't there already. And then when you get there, just seeing if you can close back down the eyes and allow the body to relax once more. Taking one final inhale through the nose and exhale, sigh it out. Just bring in the hands to heart center if that feels authentic to do so. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and see you very soon. Namaste.